Well, here we are in March, and of course, that's the perfect time to celebrate Irish heritage, and especially right here in downtown Jim Thorpe. We're here at Molly Maguire's in the heart of downtown Jim Thorpe, a place that is well known for its Irish heritage. There have been many people who have built up the places here in Jim Thorpe, like the Dolan House we're about to visit, and had spent a lot of time, maybe for the worse, in the old jail as well. And here at Molly Maguire's, where they've celebrated throughout the years this Irish holiday, and there's so much more that we're going to take a big drink and celebrate Irish heritage in Jim Thorpe.
From the moment you arrive in Jim Thorpe, you are transported back in time. Buildings that have stood for well over a century and with stories to tell. Back then, this was Mock Chunk, a town built on coal mining and the Irish.
The Irish built a lot of the town during the heyday, of course, the really wealthy periods from the mid to late 1800s. John Dolan, who built this house, was no exception.
From his bed and breakfast in the heart of town, Michael Rivkin shares the history of the Dolan House and its namesake, James Dolan from Ireland, who rose to prominence in this boomtown in the late 1800s. And Dolan was not alone.
The Irish came over and did a lot of that craftsmanship. Yes, they worked in the mines. They were really tough lives. They got their start here, and they elevated themselves socially to the point where John Dolan, for example, became the chief financial officer to Asa Packer.
There was big industry here, and for many of the Irish immigrants, they worked in the mines.
Lots of deaths in the coal mines. People struggled to eat, struggled to make a living. Sadly, the social systems were against them.
And nowhere is that tale of the struggle for the Irish more evident than at the Old Jail Museum, still intact and open for tours during the warmer months. Blaine Dart is now steward of this historic property where the infamous Molly Maguires were hung.
The Molly Maguires were a group who came over from Ireland. They were coal miners, and they were actually convicted of murder down in the mines.
There was even a major motion picture filmed in Jim Thorpe about the whole ordeal, starring Sean Connery. The story still haunts the jail, and the memory of what some believe was an injustice.
Most of them are perceived as victims. Now, we don't know 100% if they are innocent or guilty. There has been much evidence recently discovered that they are innocent, and then some are obviously guilty. I believe personally that some were innocent.
There's even a popular pub in the center of town bearing their name in one of the town's oldest standing buildings.
The miners naturally were hung up the street in the old jail, which is now a museum. And yeah, I mean, this whole town was basically Irish-German, as all the history books will tell you.
For history enthusiasts, this jail with its lasting impression of those who went before and this town are a perfect fit for celebrating that Irish heritage. Visitors can come in touch with places of historical significance that have been preserved for generations.
I think it's unique that we keep that. A great example is the jail, Carbon County Jail. We all know what happened at the jail with the hanging of the Molly Maguires. That's got to be preserved, and that's got to be told to our children and our children's children and grandchildren so that things like that don't ever happen again.
Jim Thorpe's mayor is quick to point out that there's still a strong Irish community in town, having held an annual St. Patrick's Parade for many years, and now shifting to an annual festival, likely next year.
People in Jim Thorpe are extremely proud of their Irish heritage.
We hope to bring that back for 2022, and one more way to celebrate the heritage of the town and the Irish who built it.
A historic town, what it is today thanks in part to the Irish men and women who sacrificed so much to make life better for future generations. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Pocono Tourism YouTube channel and click the bell button below to be the first to watch new videos. You can also click the link on the screen to watch more episodes of Pocono Mountains magazine.